All right, we've backed out of the driveway. We are now headed to the Galleria. I've got to take a look at this new Model Y in person. So we're gonna go to the Galleria, maybe take a look-see. Early on, we've got a vehicle over here trying to squeeze in. That's crazy talk, but hey, it is what it is. Our AI student driver doesn't bat an eyelash, and we keep it moving. So, but yeah, this is, again, February 5th, around about 1:30 in the afternoon. We're gonna make a approximately 40-minute trip down to Westheimer in the Galleria area. And we're on version 13.2.6. We just got out of a space with Tesla Trip up there in the Pac Northwest area. The man is a former Tesla SpaceX employee, giving us great insight on various different subject matters revolving around the logistics and all that is necessary for FSD to function. So we get some really invaluable insight from Tesla Trip and all of the speakers that are there, sharing their FSD stories and circumstances and you know, between the various different versions, what we can expect in the future. So Wes also mentioned that he planned on making a trip out there to China, who's doing some pretty interesting things on this full self-driving front. If I had the means, I got the means. I don't know. There's other things I'd rather spend my money on, but that is one hell of a way to get some validation, right, out of the claims out of China, is to go there in person and see what we're dealing with. I'm not there just yet. I don't have any huge reasons to get there to China, but you know, I will definitely take Wes's words as wisdom. So, you know, we'll take it with a grain of salt, but to have a guy like Tesla Trip go over there and get us some first-hand data, that will be very welcome, considering I don't plan to make a trip to China anytime soon. But who knows? I will be going close. I'll be going to Japan, and I don't think there's any if there's some full self-driving type stuff going down there, I'll seek it out. But as far as I know, I don't think they're doing too much on that front. So I'll do some research and see if Japan is a player. And I mean, I'm sure they got some ADAS stuff. Who doesn't? But when we're talking about, you know, LiDAR, radar, neural nets, you know, a viable option of vehicles driving themselves, I'll take a quick look at it as much as I could possibly, right? I'm a layman, even when it comes to this stuff. My only validation is that I utilize this particular software every day. And it's not like I need a degree in computer science to do so. Tesla has made this relatively indistinguishable from magic to me. So I press a button, my car has the destination plugged into the Galleria. It pulls out of the garage. It is now taking me to the Galleria better than I possibly could. So that's why I do the videos. I'm a layman. I don't really have any background in computer science, AI, robotics, none of that. And I'm still here trying to get people aware that this software is available for purchase, right? We're supervising at the moment, but something tells me that will be a thing of the past. And eventually, this car will just do your bidding when it comes to everything driving. So, but it's always good to hear what Tesla Trip has to say. He's a, you know, I just feel like I get, how does JC put it? You get a few more IQ points when you listen to Tesla Trip. And it gives you not only insight, but you can weigh his words and his experience and if you have a Tesla vehicle yourself, like, I've never driven in a Waymo, so when Waymos become available in Austin, it'll be in that same time frame when Tesla employees will be able to utilize the full self-driving ride hail in that Austin area. So we'll kind of coordinate that, make sure that we use Waymo while we're there. I think Waymo has a wonderful purpose. Anything that is reducing the human element, which is causing accidents via distraction, via inebriation, just being flat out tired, is a novel thing to do. It's quite the novel goal. And if Waymo can figure out their scaling issue, they could be a legitimate competitor to what Tesla has to offer. As of right now, though, it looks to me like leapfrogging everybody in the ride-hail business is what's going to be in store for Tesla. Let's just say a year from now. It's going to look pretty one-sided. It's kind of like the automotive industry, how Tesla just leapfrogged everybody when it comes to producing battery electric vehicles, despite all of the experience in the legacy of auto manufacturers, right? You think hundreds of years of experience under your belt, you wouldn't let a startup like Tesla outpace you in a more productive powertrain, in a more self-sufficient way, right? Knowing that your fossil fuels are limited, right? There's wars being fought over it constantly. It's not like energy is absolved from that. There's plenty of wars being fought, because of energy, but the fossil fuels, if there's a better way, there's a better way, despite how much money it's been making you over the past decades, right? And you let somebody come in, upstart, not only build better vehicles, regardless of powertrain, come in with new ideas, bold ideas, disrupting themselves and you in the process. It's just not a good look for our legacy auto manufacturers. Hopefully they can recover, but Tesla entering the ride-hail space in a very similar fashion. Uber's a great company, but they're at a disadvantage. They don't manufacture their own vehicles, right? They depend on humans for their products, right? Who owns the cars? The drivers. Well, when you remove the driver, what the fuck do you do now? And then Tesla's capable of producing millions of these vehicles a year. At the moment, millions. We're gonna be it wouldn't surprise me that a decade from now we're talking about tens of millions of vehicles that can drive themselves. So Uber is, they're in the crosshairs for sure. People are looking at that and going, man, this is such a really good company and they offer an exceptional product and service. And then they look over there at Tesla, and Tesla's just quietly got their head down and they're going to work, right? Like, yeah, we're doing this. You can either believe us or you don't. And we're just going to continue to do us. And you can either ride with us or you can bet against us. Your choice. It's your money. Do what you will. But me personally, using this software every single day, watching its improvements over the past 2.5 years or so, I have no doubt, right? We got some little things that probably need to be cleared up, but for the most part, 99% of situations, this vehicle is not only handling it better than I ever could, it's handling it better than a 5-star Uber driver, right? I'm a shit driver, so I'm not the one that you need to compare it to. You definitely need to compare it to, like, I'd say my wife would be easily a 5-star Uber driver, yet she still makes mistakes, right? And I'd say our AI student driver is what and what with her. It's slowly becoming a professional driver that I'm supervising. It's almost at a point of being ridiculous. And I think that's the safety that Tesla wants to embody, right? We need to know without a shadow of a doubt that even in the worst of circumstances, there will be no loss of life and there will be no bodily harm, even in the worst of circumstances. So that's the goal, and I think Tesla is well on its way. I have a feeling when we get to the summer here in the great state of Texas, Austin might be a buzz of something that it's never seen before. So, yeah, good stuff. And now we have our space tonight where we will expound upon that. Want to talk about some current events, maybe not go into it as deep as Tesla Trip because I can't. If there are some speakers out there that can, I'll do my best to ask questions, but man, we're not gonna have a nightcap. I think we're gonna be dry for a little while, but I encourage everyone to find the spirit and let's chat about the company that we all know and love. That'll be 7 p.m. Central Time. If, you know, by the time this airs, obviously that space might be over, but I'll try to be consistent with it every week as long as there's nothing preventing me personally, or, you know, there's no other Tesla space. You know, I'm here to fill a void, not to gain notoriety. I just like talking about the company in general and FSD first and foremost. So, all right. Whew, it's Wednesday. So we're gonna go to the Galleria, despite me hating to be in crowds. The Model Y is definitely worth going to check out. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do anything else? I mean, baby girl will still be in work. We'll be in that area. I mean, I'd love, but we're not gonna go to the bar. No, that's too much temptation. We're not gonna go to the bar. I think we're gonna go to the Galleria, enjoy the Model Y as best we can, and see what else that the Galleria has to offer. Maybe get a Valentine's Day gift. I don't know. We'll see. We're trying to save our money a little bit. But you never know. If something catches my eye that I gotta have for Yosh-chan, I will grab, eat, and bring my happy ass back onto the Katy area, right? So no testing. We'll probably do some testing here before the end of the week. I want to go back to the 610 inner loop, like I said, and I will definitely try to do that before the week's out. We got a vehicle immediately to our left, and our AI student driver needs to get over before it exits, and it does. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, despite the vehicle to our left, you know, maybe not knowingly preventing us from merging onto the freeway, but shit happens, right? How our AI student driver responds to that is imperative, right? If we're and we're on chill mode, like, it's not like it deferred, which would have been perfectly okay. If it can't get over safely, make the exit and get back on later. I'm not gonna care. You know, sometimes humans can't make that, right? They'll get flustered and they'll just either make a bad situation worse or exit like they're supposed to. So our AI student driver was able to figure it out and stay on the freeway safely, and even in chill mode, doing what it has to do to make sure that happens. It's good to see. It's good to see. I haven't had a single issue, you know, nothing ridiculous. Like, I haven't had a disengagement for one, and we've had this software for a few days now. Granted, I haven't been driving too much due to that migraine I had yesterday, but I could tell from that initial impression, even with the last 100 feet, the vehicle is making smart decisions. Exiting that car wash, it could have trapped itself in a way that would have made it problematic exiting that car wash, but it chose a different path, a better path. I don't know, it just, something feels more it's just hard to describe. Like, I think it would have made the wrong decision in builds previous, but this build, it's like, not there. Is there another option? Yeah, there's another option. Let's take option B. That's exactly what it felt like, and it did it so seamlessly. It's just doing the right things when it's supposed to do it, and that's the best way I can describe it. But this is insane. Like, this is our first time actually on the highway on 13.2.6 actually, and it feels so good on chill mode. You know, we're not blazing through, we're obeying the speed limit, we're not in any kind of rush. Speaking of which, we left Chewbacca. We left Chewbacca, our co-pilot, back at the crib. He's, you know, probably upset. He likes his car time. But when he is when he is guarding the house, we put on some FSD videos for him. That's a very good thing. That the sound of my voice, I imagine, is soothing for him. Since I'm the human he's around the most, so I just pop on YouTube, put a replay on my videos, and let him, you know, hopefully not have too much stress, right? I would recommend it if you're leaving your pets at the house. Go ahead and leave on my videos, you know, nice sound, some visual things for your pet, whether they be cat, dog, or whatever. It's probably a good pet watcher, my videos. Anyway, we are on I-10, headed eastbound to the Galleria. That is the mall of the Houston area. There's many malls, but none quite like the Galleria. It looks like this 18-wheeler is trying to get over. Oh no, he looked pretty urgent, like he wanted to take the Park 10 Boulevard exit. But, you know, he seems to have calmed down a little bit. Let's see. Tesla, where's it hanging? Last I seen it, it was like 379. So it's dipped below 380 again. I didn't make any. Oh shit! This 18-wheeler is swerving its ass off. The Tundra to its left, I think, probably came on faster than it expected. Let's just hope it behaves itself. I mean, if I'm gonna get hit, I'd rather be in a Tesla. But let's just say. Let's just say coming out unscathed is not guaranteed, let alone with your life. So let's hope this guy's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Can't wait for the Tesla Semi to become more of a player here in the great state of Texas. They talked a little bit about on Tesla Trip Space, you know, will it come with FSD, unsupervised, supervised, you know, any kind of Tesla vehicle, I have a little bit more confidence. If it has even just the basic autopilot, would be very useful for truckers on these, you know, on these highways. So I think that'll be a blessing when they start going into full production over there in Nevada with the Tesla Semi. It's gonna be I feel it's gonna be a big seller. You know, the driving experience will be improved, safety improved, and you know, I'm not a tree hugger, but I do like air quality. You ain't gotta be a tree hugger to like air quality. So I think that'll be nice as long as they're improving with the specs over time with the Tesla Semi. I think it'll be a viable replacement. Get these superchargers up and going. You know, put them all across Highway 66 and you know, all over these interstates. Give these guys a better driving experience. Our society relies so heavily on these freight vehicles moving to and fro. Let's make it the best we can for them. But no surprise, even on chill mode, we're going a little bit faster than the speed limit. I mean, it's technically 60 on this section of I-10. As you can tell, there's not many people going 60 miles an hour, right? And we're traveling about 63, but we're in a lane where we're not expected to be, you know, speeding or in a quick, fast, in a hurry lane, right? So You know, we're not in the far right lane where people are merging, exiting. We're exactly where we want to be in regards to the highway, especially on chill mode. You know, we're not going turtle speed, but we're also not racing like the hare. We're in a Goldilocks zone of just right. Just a Goldilocks zone. I'm looking forward to doing some 610 inner loop testing. We might go to Reliance Stadium. Definitely Minute Maid Park. I don't think that's what it's called anymore. I don't know what it's called anymore. I should definitely know what it's called if I'm going to plug it in the address. Formerly known as Minute Maid Park, the Toyota Center. You know, go to some of these main hotspots of the Houston area and see how it handles the last 100 feet. You know, we've done hobby, we've done bush, but we haven't done it on 13.2.6. The more we get updates, the more fleshed out the Appleby, what the software will look like. You know, even right now, when you plug in Intercontinental Bush Airport, it'll be like, what terminal? Where would you like to go? These are the things that'll definitely clear up some of that, you know, opaqueness when it comes to the last 100 feet. So, you know, that'll all get cleared up with time, especially when the robotaxi doesn't plan to park. It'll create designated spots for various different locations. If I'm gonna ask it to go to IHOP, it'll probably have its own little designated area where it will drop people off, and then people are expected to get out, close the door, the vehicle will keep it moving. I can't wait to see what this looks like, not only in the app, but when it's in just actualization and practice. I can't wait. And then as an owner, and you're using FSD, if you say, take me to McDonald's, it'll be like drive through or park it. You know what I mean? Things like that, where it'll shore up those last little tidbits of the last 100 feet, getting you to your destination without there being any kind of worry. You know exactly where your vehicle might be headed. You know whether or not you need to park it. You can summon it. You know, depending on your location, it'll be like, we're gonna put it here. You know, relatively close to your position. You need to get here for us to summon your vehicle to you. These are some of the things that'll be ironed out. Looks like the lawn care truck over there cut off the Tesla. The Tesla's like, bitch, why'd you cut me off? You could have waited. He passes the truck like, oh, but that's the beauty of owning a Tesla. You have instant torque, instant acceleration. Your car just responds to exactly what you need. There's no lag. You know, you get instant. So that's kind of funny to see that lawn vehicle, that lawn trailer, cut off the Tesla. The Tesla corrects its behavior, and that's what it needs to do. All right, so I don't think we're exiting. We're now caught in the merge lane. This is where I would like to kind of avoid these scenarios and get into this second lane over here. But you know, these are little things, right? And right now it's kind of like what and what. I imagine if we were in standard or hurry, we would be in the lane to the left. We're just chilling. to see where it decides to take us off at the Galleria. I've never had FSD drop me off at the Galleria before, so I'll be looking forward to seeing how the last 100 feet is applied there. Looks like we're gonna go the 610 route and then probably enter the Galleria from a different angle instead of, like, you know, hitting every light on Westheimer, which is fair. It's fine. Almost 2 o'clock, so I think we timed it pretty good after a Tesla trip space. The traffic isn't just god awful, and I have a feeling the Westheimer area won't be nearly as bad either, but you know, I could be mistaken. Consistently whipping the vehicle. I think our AI student driver is handling it pretty good. How many people actually have 13.2.6? You know, looking on the community on X, and feels like not a lot of individuals are being pushed this software, and I truly can't see why. Right, a lot of people are stuck on 13.2.2. I got my vehicle in December. This particular vehicle, Stygian 2.0, and when it finally did get its version 13 update, it came with version 13.2.2.1. I know a lot of people received that update, you know, with their freshly bought vehicles. I'm curious to how many were pushed the update, right? The rhyme and reason to how people get these updates is of great mystery. And I just feel fortunate that I actually have received 13.2.6, considering 13.2.2.1 was starting to become a little, get a little weird on me, you know, after about a month of performing exceptionally, you know, just doing great. We had one the day before we got 13.2.6. It didn't feel so hot. It felt like a 2-star Uber driver at the time, and it was odd to me. So I feel very fortunate to have, you know, ditched that version to get 13.2.6. So I don't know, maybe it was something with the .2.2.1 series of version 13. Maybe all the people that were on that build got upgraded. I'm not sure. I'm just going by what I see on X. So this is awesome. I don't see why we wouldn't push it. But that's why I'm sitting here and not making the decisions with the Tesla AI team. I'm just grateful. All right, so we have effectively left I-10, and we are now on 610. Yeah, we're on 610, heading southbound, and we plan to hit Westheimer in about 1.5 miles. It'll be a good test on whether or not we can make that exit, considering it's a popular street here in Houston, Westheimer. I expect there to be a backlog. The decision making for our AI student driver is what I'll be cataloging, but so far there hasn't even been one iota of concern at all. So nothing even to nitpick, really. You know, this thing is awesome. Push it wide. City streets, highways, I see no fault as of right now. Can't wait to take it to the 610 inner loop, hit some of those problem areas, especially around the beer can house, how it decides to handle those quick right turns in succession, because that is exactly what we will be doing. And, you know, trying to do some other things to just highlight our software as a ride-hail potential driver. Again, I'm gonna be on chill mode unless, you know, my default is going to be chill mode from here on out, unless something drastically changes with these ride profiles. But chill is perfect for me. It does exactly what I expect it to do. It's not slow. It's just exactly how they describe it. It's just super chill. You know, it moves when it needs to, and it relaxes for most of the drive, leaving you, you know, it gives cars enough distance. I don't know. I prefer chill mode, especially if I'm not the one driving. It would appear an emergency vehicle has its lights on up ahead, 1/2 mile or so. Not sure if it's on its way to an accident or, you know, if we've experienced one. But 610 right here is relatively slow. We've got a tow vehicle in front of us, so I'd imagine, you know, they're about to make some money. But we're about 1/2 mile out before we exit to Westheimer. Hopefully we're allowed to do that without problem. Part of me wants to place a 2-day bet that Tesla will soar back up in the next couple of days, but I don't know. If it drops to 375, we might make that bet. So we're about 0.2 miles away from our exit. Not San Felipe, but Westheimer Road. So we're not going to take San Felipe. This is exactly, I think, what my wife would prefer. Right, there is plenty of time to reach that Westheimer exit, yet still not be bothersome to those trying to take the San Felipe exit. At least this would be ideal for me. Our AI student driver is incredible, and the human decides to take the Westheimer exit. No big deal, it happens. But I love how our AI student driver knows where it's going, does exactly what it needs to do. It's already calculating, you know, run times, wait times, traffic times, if you've got the premium connectivity, you get all this in real time, and our AI student driver incorporates that data to make the best decisions on how to get to and fro. This is crazy how good our AI student driver is. Maybe because 13.2.2.1 left a slight sour taste in our mouths, maybe. But we need to make this quick right here on Westheimer. Our AI student driver nonchalantly gets over, crosses all the lanes, and we make this right here on Westheimer like a pro. All right, so from what I gather from the navigation, it wants us to make a U-turn in about 0.3 miles or so. And I wonder where it'll drop us off here at the Galleria. Is it gonna drop us over here by the Cheesecake Factory? Is it gonna take us underneath to the parking garage? These are the little things in some of these locations where it might be a little more specific for the last 100 feet. But if I were to be a ride hail participant saying, take me to the Galleria, there's so many places you could go to get to the Galleria. What would be the standard, where the standard drop-off pickup area would be for our Tesla ride hail service? I guess that's to be determined. But, you know, if it's your personal vehicle, some personalization on exactly where you would like it to go, it seems a bit much, but probably would go a long way. Either way, this is insane. We've driven about 35-40 minutes, not really worrying about the element of driving at all, except from a supervisor standpoint, and the ride has been buttery smooth. So we're getting over here, about to take this turn, so we got our spidey sense up a little bit just to see exactly what our AI student driver intends to do. All right, there's one place where you could have easily gotten into the Galleria area, but it looks like we're gonna go here after this light. All right, there's also a place here where you can go into the garage. Another left, but you know, we'll see what designation we have for the Galleria, where it plans to stop us. All right, we move despite the infinity encroaching on our space. Now it kind of looks like if we're planning to go to the Galleria, we're gonna need to put in a place, right? From what I gather, it may turn into this clearance area to the left, but something tells me it also wants to do a U-turn from here. We'll see what happens. It kind of clears up, so we got an opportunity to move, yet we are object in path detected. See, we missed an opportunity to go right there, but our AI student driver picked up. All right, so yeah, that's exactly what happened. We made a U-turn, and there was a car vehicle. I mean, it's still performing great. So technically, whoa. All right, so we're done playing with that. We let it go about as long as we could. So that's some of that last 100 feet error type stuff. You know, we want to make sure that we're being safe. So I don't want to, you know, it's kind of a weird scenario there. So we're gonna go down below, and we're gonna do what we got to do here. So.
Yeah, I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic. Got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis.